Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jumping right into a video here. Ready or not, some tips or tricks, things that I have found that I think will help you out, mainly in the settings. So taking a look right away, team view refresh rate. What does that mean? That is going to change the HUD, that little screen that's up in the top right corner of your screen when you are using your teammates view. That is going to change the refresh rate.
Coming to you, sir.
You can see how it's a little bit more choppy, kind of that under 30 frame feel, and that's what that's going for. If I were to change that here, bump it up to 60. See how it's at 60 frames? When you do change this, take a look at the bottom of the screen. I'll read this. Slide to adjust the refresh rate of the team view camera feed. 30 Hz is the recommended setting depending on your system. Increasing the refresh rate above 30 Hz may have an impact on performance. So it's just something to keep in mind. I've noticed that 30 frames is a lot more enjoyable to look at, a lot easier to identify, rather than that choppiness that 24 frames sits at. I encourage you to check that out and change that. The next thing that you're going to want to do is change these settings right here in your controls. Now, if you do want to use the toggle walk, that is completely fine, or walk in general, that's fine. Change it to something else, but highly encourage that you change walk to the low ready. Every time that you are walking now, every time that I toggle that, I will move faster. See that? Boom. We set this up to basically be almost like a sprint button. Now you can do this where every time you hold it, it will do that, or if you toggle it, it'll do that. I just have it as toggle. So for those of you that are wondering, hey, is there sprint? Can I move faster? How do I move faster? Shift is obviously the more natural button for people to press for this, and that's why I encourage you to change that setting specifically. Another thing you're going to want to do is change your microphone gain if you are playing with other people. Make sure that before you get into a match, you're talking to your team. That way they know, is my microphone good? Is it bad? Because I've been noticing a lot of people that are coming into games, their microphone is incredibly quiet. It's hard to shoot, move, communicate when your microphone is super quiet. That's why they have this gain option where you can really drag it to 200% if you need to. Otherwise, just make sure that your levels are good with your team prior to going in if you're playing with randoms and not using Discord or things like that. Now, some last couple things. They have been updating the game, and this is something that will come as time goes about. They have a bunch of different things that they added. There's a lot more quality of life type things around the map, and it makes it feel more lively, especially the gas station. You can see there's a lot more stuff here. Looks like they added maybe some fun dev stuff. But as you can tell, they added this guy who literally his brain is completely exposed, which is absolutely insane. So they have a lot of different quality of life type things that are making this feel more like a living and breathing world rather than something that is hollow in a shell. There are people that are questioning, hey, where are the updates? Why aren't the updates coming? Well, this is going to clarify it. I'm going to leave this up for a couple seconds for you to look at, pause it, feel free to read this through. I won't read it to you. So big highlights. Currently, we wish to continue to test content in a supporter-only alpha branch prior to launching for all players, giving us the opportunity to correct as many errors as possible. By creating a short 1 to 2 week evaluation window, we create a much needed space to test things prior to releasing onto the live early access branch. Basically what they're getting at is that the early access branches of the alpha beta testing, for those of you that bought the higher up editions that are more of those alpha beta test versions, you are going to get access to this stuff sooner than the people that bought the base edition like myself, the $40 edition on Steam, because they want to release content out to make sure that those alpha beta testers are getting everything caught before the game comes to like the early access version, the base version. So not only... All right, so what does this mean? We've got 1 to 2 week evaluation. This post came out January 17th. That means that we are going to be getting some content hopefully in the next week for those of you that bought the base edition of the game. Does this mean that the early access edition is going to have no bugs and bug-free? No, not at all. That's exactly what it says in here, especially if you paused it. It won't be completely fleshed out, but it'll still be content that won't be nearly as rough as that early alpha beta supporter edition access gets. Coochie coochie coo. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope these things helped you. I know these are some small, very quick things, but I hope that you get something out of it, learn something new about the game, and maybe it'll be able to help you out in future updates. Take it easy, take care, stay safe out there. We stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time over at twitch.tv/SergeantMadMax. Hope to see you there. Bye, everybody.